Many ancient esoteric traditions view the afterlife as a highly structured, procedural labyrinth. In this map, the journey after death is a transition through a series of secure gates, where the soul's progress depends on its ability to navigate a complex celestial bureaucracy. These gates are governed by the Archons, predatory, animal-headed entities who enforce the deterministic laws of the material world. At the outermost boundary sits the chief demiurge, Yaldabaoth, a lion-faced serpent who monitors the limits of the physical prison. Leaning in, to move past these governors, a soul must possess gnosis, direct experiential knowledge of its own divine origin. The Nag Hammadi Library contains specific verbal declarations intended to strip these gatekeepers of their authority, acting as a defensive script for the ascending spirit. In this framework, the afterlife operates as an automated system of control. Escaping it requires the traveler to demonstrate they are no longer compatible with the laws of the material matrix. This bureaucratic gauntlet manifests every night during the transition into sleep. The thresholds described in ancient texts share a striking structural similarity with the physiological boundary between waking and dreaming. As you drift off, your brainstem releases neurotransmitters like GABA and glycine to induce atonia. This process effectively locks down your skeletal muscles, preventing you from physically moving while your mind enters the dream state. When the mind wakes up while the body remains in this chemical lockdown, the results are often terrifying. The amygdala, sensing the paralysis but finding no external cause, projects a threatening hallucination into the room to justify the body's state of high alert. This is the origin of the shadow person, a figure corresponding to Horios, the lunar gatekeeper who governs the boundary of the physical world. This entity is the first layer of the gauntlet, feeding on the survival panic of the uninitiated mind. Our nightly encounters with sleep paralysis are the literal first rungs of the cosmic ladder, where our own fear is used as a mechanism to keep our awareness grounded in the material frame. Practices like Tibetan Dream Yoga were developed to bridge this gap. By maintaining a conscious thread during the onset of sleep, a practitioner can enter these states without falling into the reactive panic of the ego. This requires navigating hypnagogia, a state where the analytical mind begins to dissolve into sensory static. As brainwaves slide into the theta threshold, the brain's filtering mechanisms fail, producing internal hallucinations that sweep the awareness into an unconscious dream. To stabilize the mind, ancient Hermeticists utilized specific strings of vowels as a vibrational anchor. By mentally intoning sounds like ah-you, the practitioner provides the consciousness with a rhythmic, non-linear focus that persists even as the capacity for logical thought shuts down. This internal resonance keeps the awareness awake, allowing it to drift through the sensory blackout without losing its sense of self. As the physical body falls into a total repose, the traveler often feels a sensation of sinking or violent detachment. To safely pass this gate, the mind must remain active but entirely detached from the biological sensations of the frame. Success at this stage relies on a declaration of identity. The soul must objectify physical life, viewing its body and its earthly cravings as a temporary garment, a piece of biological equipment that does not constitute its true pre-existent source. When the soul asserts this sovereign origin, the power of the Archon is neutralized. The guardian cannot hold what it does not recognize, and the soul is no longer bound by the rules of the material governor. By refusing to identify with the physical container, the traveler removes the energetic fuel that allows the Archon to exert its gravitational pull. This is the primary mechanic of the ascent, weaponizing self-awareness to strip away the weight of the material world, one layer at a time. In the deepest layers of the dream bardo, the consciousness is confronted by the Wrathful Deities. These multi-headed, fiery beings are personifications of the traveler's own unintegrated fears and attachments. Any attempt to flee or fight these entities only validates their power. Because they are made of mind stuff, The traveler's fear provides the energy they need to maintain their terrifying forms. The resolution is found in radical recognition. The traveler must declare the monster to be nothing but a projection of their mind. Instantly, the hostile form loses its structural integrity and shatters. When we claim absolute ownership of the horror, its ability to exist independently of us is destroyed. As the illusion collapses, the oppressive cosmic sphere dissolves. The traveler is no longer a prisoner of the labyrinth, but a sovereign awareness floating in the unmanifest light of the pleroma. By repeatedly facing these projections within the dream state, the practitioner conditions their mind to respond to terror with calmness rather than panic. This habituation gradually dampens the amygdala's automatic fear response, establishing a neurological foundation that remains stable even during the intense sensory disillusion of death. This nightly practice transforms sleep into a survival exercise. It is a daily rehearsal for the ultimate detachment of the consciousness from the biological frame. Mastering these declarations in the dark ensures that when the final threshold arrives, the gatekeepers will be recognized as familiar illusions. The soul will speak its piece and effortlessly move beyond the matrix.